Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back. Yeah, it's a new year, 2013. Yeah, and 2000. We'll spend this video looking back on the best films of 2012. I'm only gonna do my top three. Like last year, I did my top three best, top three worst in my opinion, just of my opinion what I saw. About this year, I'm only gonna talk about the good stuff. Yeah, and talk about what's to come later. But I think I'll save that for another video. But yeah, yeah, I'll get right into it. Just keep in mind, this is mainly my opinion, and this is what I've seen. I haven't seen every movie of 2012, and not every movie that people say was good in 2012 and everything. So yes, kicking off for number three, I felt would say the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. So yeah, it was a good film. People have mixed feelings about it, sort of polarizing views of it. Some wondering if the reboot was necessary or anything like that, because it was only like 5 years since we had Spider-Man 3, which was not as well. That did make a lot of money. It kind of was somewhat disappointing for some people, but yeah. Anyway, this movie, it was a good movie. I was skeptical about it at first. They had the point of view trailer, which I was like, but then when I saw like the second trailer, I was sold on it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see this movie, and I felt, and it turned out like I saw it. It was a very, very darker twist. I really liked the actors in there. I like Andrew Garfield. He was great as Peter Parker. I felt like he really conveyed, Peter Parker. Well, he was a more edgier, punkish Peter Parker, which was a little interesting, which I think was good, which I think was needed. He's still a nerdy kid, social outcast, things like that. What Peter Parker is. That's. So yeah. And then Emma Stone, she was something else. Yeah. And then Reese Ifans as the Lizard, he was good. Martin Sheen, Sally Field, they were all good. Dennis Leary, the whole cast of the Amazing Spider-Man was good, and towards the end we left a taste of what's coming up next. And the sequel to that comes out in 2014. Jamie Foxx is going to be the villain Electro, and they got one of the guys from the movie Chronicle, who's going to be Harry Osborn. So yeah, and then they got Mary Jane Watson in there, Shailene Woodley, who played like she was in The Secret Life of an American Teenager. She's gonna be Mary Jane. So yeah, that's that. And number two, my this would probably be high. This and my number one would probably be high on a lot of people's list. My number two is The Avengers. Great film. I've looked forward to this for a long time. Like I've talked about it, like in some videos, Todd videos. It was great. All the superhero mashed up. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, all of them meshed up in there was great. It was just like Marvel's planning this for like several years now, and it's come to fruition. It was in a fantastic way. It was just great. Having Loki back. He was a good, intriguing villain. Almost. It was great having him. So yeah, he was something else. It just blew me away. The Avengers was just awesome. Like all around. It was probably flawless. I was ecstatic when I saw it. I saw it several times. I got the DVD and everything. And they got Phase 2 coming out with Iron Man 3 coming out, and they got Thor: The Dark World coming out later this year. Captain America: The Winter Soldier next year in 2014. So, and Avengers 2, which comes out in 2015. And now, because of that, DC wants to do their Justice League movie. Hopefully that can work, which comes out in 2015 also. But hopefully that can work. And which leads me to my number one, The Dark Knight Rises. Great film, that was just fantastic. I think that's number one on a lot of people's list. It may not have been quite as good as The Dark Knight per se, but it was great. I'd say comparing The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight had more action and was more action packed, while The Dark Knight Rises probably had a better plot and really concluded the story of Christopher Nolan really concluded his story in a very tied his story in a really nice way. When we have a lot of trilogies, I'd say the Dark Knight trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy were probably the most satisfying trilogies, being that all films are good, and I would probably say the original Star Wars trilogy as well. It's just rare. With comic book superheroes, this is kind of the first, I think, the first time a superhero trilogy has gotten it right. But I'd say, and as opposed to let's say the original Spider-Man and the X-Men trilogy. The third one was kind of the first two were good. The third one was kind of but not this one. This one I think lived up to its name, although may not have been quite as good as the second one, but it really, I mean, that and the Avengers exceeded expectations, I should say. I mean, Bane was a fantastic villain. Tom Hardy was good. Christian Bale really conveyed Bruce Wayne in the struggle. Anne Hathaway as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. She was something. Let's see, Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. He was great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Marion Cotillard. I think I said her name. You know, she was. I mean, the twist at the end that she was really Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter. You know, that was something else. You know, and we ended the Dark Knight trilogy. Which now next year, well, this year rather, and then Christopher Nolan's gonna be involved in the Man of Steel, the Superman reboot. Hopefully that can be good. Maybe that can go into the Justice League film, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Batman. Maybe, I mean, if Christian Bale decides he wants to come back, I mean, that would be great. I mean, fantastic. Maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt can be Nightwing or something, and we'll see. Overall, those are my picks. Great stuff. I mean, I'll probably speak more on topics like later in another video, but these are just my opinions, so y'all can comment what you think. I mean, it's no surprise I like comic books and superheroes, so yeah. But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.